Imagine hitting the open road in a time when paved highways barely existed. These machines weren't just vehicles, they were dreams on wheels, blending luxury, innovation, and survival. Today, we're diving into 20 of the oldest RVs and motorhomes you've probably never heard of, but you'll never forget. 1. 1947. Westcraft Westwood. The Westcraft Westwood stood out just after World War II, at a time when American families were eager to rediscover freedom. Produced between 1946 and 1948, these trailers carried a unique Can-Ham design with wood and aluminum construction. This blend made them lightweight but durable, perfect for long drives down California's coast. Inside, travelers found warm wood-paneled walls, a kitchenette with stainless steel counters, and even a small bathroom. Families could gather in the lounge or share meals around the dinette, transforming the small space into a real home. It wasn't just about travel. It was about reclaiming joy after years of war. The curved exterior was aerodynamic for easier towing, while sliding windows and a porch light gave it a cozy charm. For many, owning a Westwood was more than buying a trailer. It was stepping into the American dream of road trips, laughter, and rediscovered family bonds. 2. 1930. Curtiss Aerocar Lanyard, designed by aviation pioneer Glenn Curtiss. The Aerocar lanyard blurred the line between airplane and automobile. Its aerodynamic nose resembled a cockpit, complete with gauges like a compass and altimeter, making travelers feel like pilots of the open road. Built on a tubular steel frame, the Aerocar was ahead of its time. It featured wicker chairs, a writing desk, a refrigerator, and even a flushing toilet, luxuries unheard of in the 1930s. Wealthy elites who could afford this futuristic trailer often used it as a statement of style and power. Curtiss also invented a special hitching system for smoother towing, which influenced trailer design for decades. Sadly, the Great Depression meant few could afford the Aerocar, leaving only a handful produced. But those rare survivors are breathtaking reminders of a man who dared to dream of flying down highways long before America was ready. 3. 1915. Conklin Gypsy van. Roland or Conklin's Gypsy van was nothing short of magical. Built on a Packard truck chassis, it was among the first true Class A motorhomes. Conklin wasn't just an inventor, he was a dreamer. His family famously traveled coast to coast in this giant wooden house on wheels, earning headlines across America. The Gypsy van had everything: sleeping berths, a kitchen with an icebox, retractable sink, and even a rooftop garden for growing fresh vegetables on the go. A hidden bath with a shower made it almost palatial compared to ordinary road travel. As newspapers followed the Conklin's 1915 journey from New York to San Francisco, readers were captivated. They saw more than a vehicle. They saw the future of American travel. The Gypsy van carried the spirit of exploration and planted the first seeds of the mobile home lifestyle we know today. 4. 1953. Airstream Flying Cloud. Few names in RV history inspire as much nostalgia as Airstream. The 1953 Flying Cloud was a shining silver bullet of style and practicality. Its polished aluminum body gleamed under the sun, signaling a modern age of travel. Inside, it was cozy yet elegant, a convertible dining area, stainless steel sink, and storage spaces that made long trips effortless. Families loved how the Flying Cloud felt light yet strong, a perfect mix for adventurous spirits. Priced around $2,795 back then, it was affordable compared to luxury competitors, yet offered the same comfort. Today, vintage Airstreams like the Flying Cloud remain collector favorites, cherished not just for their design, but for the memories of laughter-filled family road trips. This was mobility wrapped in silver, an American classic that promised freedom wherever the road led. 5. 1966. Clark Cortez. Clark Cortez wasn't glamorous at first glance, but it was revolutionary. Built by the Clark Forklift Company, it introduced front-wheel drive to motorhomes, lowering the floor and improving handling. Drivers suddenly had a motorhome that felt less like a bus and more like a car. A big step forward in 1966. Its steel body gave it unmatched durability, though it also added weight. Powered by a Chrysler Slant 6 engine with 140 horsepower, it wasn't fast, but it was steady. Inside, travelers enjoyed a complete kitchen, a bathroom with shower and sleeping spaces, compact but surprisingly comfortable. Though its steel construction often rusted and engines struggled uphill, the Cortez built a cult following. NASA even used versions for training Apollo astronauts. Few vehicles can claim to have prepared humans for both the road and the moon, but the Cortez proudly does. 6. 1950 Spartan Manor. After WWII, the Spartan Aircraft Company turned its precision engineering skills toward luxury trailers. The 1950 Spartan Manor embodied this transition. Crafted with the same aircraft-grade aluminum used in warplanes, its sleek, riveted exterior shimmered like a polished jewel on wheels. While inside, travelers stepped into warmth, wooden paneling, comfortable sleeping quarters, and a modern kitchen. Stainless steel counters and thoughtful storage gave it an upscale feel. For wealthy post-war Americans, the Spartan Manor was more than transportation. It symbolized a glamorous lifestyle, merging the high-tech look of aviation with the cozy heart of home. Owning one meant stepping into an exclusive club where style met freedom. Even today, restored Spartan Manors are prized by collectors who value their timeless design. 7. 1940 GM Futurliner. Few vehicles have ever turned as many heads as the GM Futurliner. Built by Harley Earl for GM's Parade of Progress, these 33-foot giants weren't just motorhomes. They were traveling theaters of innovation. Deep red sides, sweeping chrome, and a towering driver's seat gave them an almost spaceship-like presence. Inside, fold-out stages displayed technologies of the future: jet engines, agriculture machinery, even microwave ovens. Each Futurliner was a rolling museum of possibility, powered by a massive GMC straight-six engine. They were heavy and hard to maneuver, but their purpose was showmanship, not convenience. Only 12 were built, and today surviving examples can sell for millions. They are more than vehicles, they are icons of American optimism. Bold reminders of a time when the future was something you could drive. 8. 1950 for Holiday Rambler. In 1954, the Holiday Rambler changed RV history by introducing aluminum framing. Known as the Alumaframe, this breakthrough made trailers lighter, stronger, and better insulated than ever before. Travelers could now face different climates with greater comfort, making camping far more enjoyable. Inside, the design was simple yet practical: a dinette that transformed into a bed, a built-in refrigerator, and smart storage. It wasn't the flashiest trailer, but it set new industry standards. The sleek aluminum look appealed to modern sensibilities, while its affordable pricing brought the RV lifestyle to middle-class families. Holiday Rambler's innovation became a blueprint for future designs, proving that sometimes practicality is the true path to luxury. 9. 1961 Winnebago. 1961 Winnebago marked a turning point. Built on a Ford chassis, it was one of the first affordable motorhomes, priced far lower than competitors. Suddenly, the dream of owning a motorhome wasn't just for the elite. It was within reach of middle-class families. Its thermopanel walls improved insulation and reduced weight, making it fuel-efficient and more durable. Inside, families found essential comforts: a kitchenette, convertible dinette, and ample storage. It wasn't extravagant, but it was reliable, and reliability built loyalty. Winnebago became a household name because of this model, reshaping the RV industry. Families who once thought motorhomes were out of reach could now take summer road trips, creating memories that lasted a lifetime. 10. 1973 FMC 2900 were produced by the Food Machinery Corporation. The FMC 2900R was an unusual but impressive creation. Originally a defense contractor, FMC pivoted to luxury motorhomes in the 1970s, and the 2900R became its crown jewel. Powered by a rear-mounted Chrysler V8 and fitted with independent suspension, it offered a smooth ride unlike most clunky RVs of its time. Inside, travelers enjoy dual air conditioners, a fully equipped kitchen, spacious lounge, and even flexible sleeping arrangements. Though production stopped in 1976, fewer than 1,000 were made, and their rarity makes them highly collectible today. The FMC 2900R was luxury born from military precision, rugged, elegant, and unforgettable. 11. 1957 El Rey. The El Rey trailer may not have been as famous as Airstream, but it stood proudly as a competitor. Its sleek, aerodynamic aluminum body mirrored Airstream style yet carried its own unique flair. Inside, modern comforts made it shine: cork flooring, bamboo countertops, and a bathroom with a glass vessel sink, ahead of its time. Families enjoyed a full kitchen with 3-burner stove, refrigerator, and thoughtful details that elevated it beyond the ordinary, though production numbers were limited. The El Rey developed a loyal following. Its mix of elegance and practicality made it a hidden gem among 1950s trailers. For collectors today, finding one is like unearthing buried treasure. 12. 1963 Dodge Travco. Frank, the man behind Travco, is often credited with popularizing the term motorhome. His 1963 Dodge Travco featured a radical fiberglass body that was both strong and lightweight, revolutionary for the time. Built on a Dodge chassis with a Chrysler V8 engine, the Travco could power families across the country. Inside, it offered everything a traveler needed: a kitchenette, dinette-turned-bed, and a compact bathroom. Affordable yet stylish, the Travco became a bestseller in its era, though later overshadowed by competitors. Its legacy lives on as the motorhome that showed America what was possible when design and functionality came together. 13. 1910 Pierce Aero Touring Landau. Luxury was redefined when the Pierce Aero Touring Landau debuted in 1910. Displayed at Madison Square Garden, it stunned audiences. Built on a Model 66 chassis, it featured folding sinks, a pressurized water tank, and even a chamber pot, making it one of the first vehicles with an onboard toilet. The rear seats folded into a bed, while a built-in telephone allowed passengers to call the driver. For the wealthy elite who could afford its $8,000 price tag, about $130,000 today, it was a rolling palace. This car wasn't just transportation, it was a statement of status. The Touring Landau symbolized an age when innovation and indulgence blended, proving that luxury could travel with you. 14. 1960 to Airstream Trade Wind. 1960 to Airstream Trade Wind embodied timeless design. At 24 feet long, it carried the brand's signature polished aluminum curves that made Airstreams instantly recognizable. Inside, it was built for comfort: a 3-burner stove, stainless steel sink, refrigerator, and a full bathroom with a shower. Families loved its practicality for long-distance adventures, lightweight yet sturdy. The Trade Wind was a trailer that could handle rough roads, while still looking like a modern sculpture. For many, owning an Airstream was less about convenience and more about belonging to a culture of exploration. 15. 1978 Bluebird Wanderlodge. A Bluebird, famous for building school buses, turned its expertise into the luxurious Wanderlodge. Built on the all-American bus chassis, this motorhome combined rugged reliability with unexpected elegance. Powered by a Caterpillar diesel engine, it was strong enough to conquer highways for decades. Hydraulic levelers made parking easy, while the interior offered a full kitchen, large bathroom, and plush seating. Families who owned a Wanderlodge didn't just travel, they lived in comfort. Optional washers, dryers, and sound systems made it feel more like a home than a vehicle. This was a rolling mansion that proved buses could be beautiful. 16. 1956 Shasta Airflyte. Few trailers are as iconic as the 1956 Shasta Airflyte. With its small Can-Am design and unmistakable wings on the rear, it became a symbol of mid-century American camping. Lightweight aluminum construction made it easy to tow, while its compact interior delivered maximum efficiency: a convertible dinette, tiny kitchen, and ample storage. It wasn't luxury, but it was joy. The Airflyte gave middle-class families access to adventure. For many, it wasn't about amenities, it was about freedom, roasted marshmallows, and laughter under the stars. Even today, the Shasta's wings are a badge of nostalgia. 17. 1970 for Argosy by Airstream. In the 1970s, Airstream introduced the Argosy as a more affordable alternative. Painted instead of polished, it still carried the signature curves but in softer tones like cream and tan. Built in Ohio, the Argosy came in multiple lengths and included practical features like a kitchenette, convertible dinette, and bathroom. Galvanized steel end caps reduced cost while keeping durability. For families priced out of traditional Airstreams, the Argosy was a gift. It proved that style and affordability could coexist, bringing the Airstream dream to a wider audience. 18. 1979 Itasca Sun Cruiser. 1979 Itasca Sun Cruiser marked a turning point in RV design, showing the world that practicality and luxury could ride side by side. Built on a sturdy Chevrolet chassis and powered by a dependable V8 engine, it offered a smooth, confident drive that gave families the freedom to travel farther with ease. Inside, the Sun Cruiser felt like a true home on wheels. A well-equipped kitchen with a dual-fuel refrigerator, a cozy dining nook, and a bathroom featuring a rare shower tub combo made long journeys far more comfortable. Sleeping arrangements were spacious, while thoughtful storage solutions ensured nothing was left behind. But what really set it apart was its style. Tinted windows, retractable steps, and sleek lines gave it a polished look that was ahead of its time. The Itasca Sun Cruiser wasn't just functional. It was proof that an RV could be both practical and sophisticated. 1948. Flxible Clipper. 1948. Flxible Clipper began its life as a passenger bus, but its second chapter as a motorhome conversion turned it into a true icon of mobile living. With its sleek Art Deco curves, gleaming chrome, and wide panoramic windshields, the Clipper had an elegance that made it stand out on any road. When transformed into a motorhome, it offered a sense of space and comfort that few vehicles of its time could rival. Many conversions included compact kitchens, cozy sleeping quarters, and bathrooms. Some even boasted onboard generators and early forms of air conditioning. A luxury few could imagine back then. Yes, it was heavy and often underpowered compared to modern RVs, but its charm was irresistible. The Flxible Clipper became more than a bus. It was a canvas for creativity, turning long journeys into adventures and proving that freedom could roll on for wheels. 1967. GMC Motorhome. 1967. GMC Motorhome stands as one of the most iconic designs in RV history. Though production began in the early 1970s, its groundbreaking concept was developed in 1967, marking the first and only time a major American automaker fully designed and built a motorhome. Unlike most RVs of its era, this masterpiece featured front-wheel drive, giving it a lower floor, better balance, and remarkably smooth handling. Paired with air suspension, it offered a ride quality closer to a luxury car than a bulky camper. Under the hood, the Oldsmobile 455 V8 engine delivered reliable power, making long journeys feel effortless. Inside, panoramic windows bathed the cabin in natural light, while customizable layouts allowed owners to craft a space that truly felt like home. With its sleek lines, futuristic style, and practical engineering, the GMC Motorhome wasn't just transportation, it was a rolling vision of modern living. From rooftop gardens in 1915 to fiberglass bodies that revolutionized the 1960s, the story of RVs is not just about vehicles, it's about people, dreams, and freedom. Every motorhome we explored in this journey carried more than steel and wood. It carried the imagination of its time. They were rolling experiments of innovation, comfort, and resilience, built by dreamers who dared to believe that the open road could also be home. What makes these vintage RVs so captivating is the emotion behind them. Imagine a family in the 1930s pulling into a quiet field, cooking under the stars, or a wealthy adventurer in the 1910s showing off a motorhome with a rooftop garden, something that must have felt like pure magic back then. Each design wasn't just about travel. It was about creating memories, forging connections, and chasing the horizon. As we look at these 20 rare gems today, they remind us that the spirit of adventure never fades. Technology may change, but the longing for freedom, exploration, and life on our own terms remains timeless. These RVs were milestones in history, each one whispering a story of courage and curiosity. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these rolling legends captured your heart the most? Was it the outrageous luxury of the early custom builds, the quirky designs of the mid-century era, or the practical, family-friendly campers of the 1950s and 60s?